Hey humans, what's up? I'm Brianne Williamson. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. And this episode of Out Online is a special one. If you watched the finale of last season, you know that this season is unique. I'm not gonna give any spoilers right away, just in case you haven't seen it already. All of the episodes from both season 1 and season 2 are going to be linked down below and show up somewhere around here. If this is the first time that you're clicking on Out Online, pause this video and go watch all of those first. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. So if you have been watching season 3, then you know our new mystery single is Maddo. And I am so excited to have her as our mystery single. She's such an amazing human being, genuinely just wonderful. And I cannot wait to match her up on a date. And if you watched the last episode, you know that we had so many amazing options, some incredible contestants that applied, and a lot of good fits. So this was the hardest that it's been so far to narrow down to my top 3. And I think I did a good job. You let me know in the comments if you think that I picked the right 3. And if not, let me know who you think would have been a great pick for Maddo. So we have our first contestant joining me for a quick interview. I'm gonna ask him some questions as always, and we're gonna try and get to the bottom of whether or not, I feel like I have something in my eye. I'm so sorry. Like, what is poking me in the eye? What is poking me? Oh my gosh, they're here. Okay, I gotta go. First contestants here. Let's see if they're a good fit.
Hello. Oh, sorry.
Hi, how are you?
Did I do this correctly? Yes. Hi, good. How are you? Good. How are you doing?
I'm so good. It's so funny when people first pop in. I'm like, is their video gonna pop up first? Is that awkward, like first?
Oh God, I realize I'm on like my work Zoom account. It has like all my stupid whatever. I can delete that, whatever.
It's all good. It's all good. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm so excited to have you.
I'm so excited to be here.
Why don't we just jump into it? Basically, I have a few questions for you. They're super simple.
I did not study, so you know.
Wait, you didn't get all the briefing notes?
I know, I'm so sorry. I didn't have time to look through it all. I'm just gonna wing it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so why don't we just kick it off with, you can let everyone know your name, your pronouns, your age, and where you're from.
Sure. My name is Andy. My pronouns are she, her. I'm 26, and I currently live in Brooklyn, New York.
I just have to say, there's something about your photos and your energy from your application that I was like, this person's just so cool. I don't know what it was. You just
That is so kind of you. I feel like a super uncool person, but I'll take it.
I don't know. You just give off cool vibes, like someone that,
Oh.
yeah, I just wanted to get to know. So I'm excited because
So
I think
much.
it's a really good fit for the mystery single, but also I was like, I just get to chat with Andy today, which is awesome.
Totally.
Okay, so the next question I have for you is, to your comfort level, if you could give us a little bit of an idea about your dating history.
Goodness, where to begin? I guess I will say during this whole, pandemic situation, dating life has been quiet, which I think is maybe a responsible decision. But yeah, I mean, in the past, I think my last very more serious relationship was a few years ago. And at that point, yeah, it was just a very transitional time of my life. I really wasn't able to prioritize anyone else besides myself. And so I think it's really been within the last, sadly, I would say the last year or so that I've been more in a place of cool, some things in my life have settled down a little bit where I feel more open to dating. Of course, then, the world decided that it didn't want to settle down that much. So here we are.
Great timing. Yeah, great time.
Totally. But yeah, I mean, I probably for the last, 5+ years, I've exclusively dated queer people. Before that, yes, I've went through my own compulsory heterosexuality phase, as you do.
I've been there.
Now we're on the other side, and things are great. I guess not great in the terms of a robust dating life, but great in terms of feeling good in your identity.
Oh, I love that. Okay, cool. So that brings us to, now that we know that you're in a place that you might be willing to meet somebody, how would you describe your type?
I often find myself drawn towards people who exude a lot of confidence. I think that's something that's super attractive. I guess, are we thinking personality-wise, physically.
However you want to put it.
Oh gosh.
The world's your oyster, yeah.
Oh boy.
So like important things to me are definitely being able to laugh. A sense of humor is really important. But also I guess that balance with being able to have some serious discussions. I am someone who's very analytical, so someone who kind of go to those places with me is fun, but also maybe pull me out of my super serious mind sometimes is helpful. And someone who is wants to kind of experience new things, try new things. We're in a very weird time, but I think that this sort of a sense of curiosity is really appealing to me.
In terms of more, I don't know, maybe more shallow things, I guess I have typically found myself
attracted to people who have a certain type of energy, shall I say. I guess like I imagine, like, this is very embarrassing and I'm fully going to admit that, people with like kind of a, like Kristen Stewart energy is like really what I'm often drawn to. But I honestly, I think I'm someone who I will certainly grow to like someone the more I get to know them. And as long as we click on a personal level, I think, things can go anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's great. Okay, so the next question that I have for you is, are you more, in an ideal world, are you more of a go out or stay in kind of person?
That is an interesting question. I think if you were to ask me that like a year ago, I would have said stay in, now that I've been inside my tiny apartment for the entire year. Going out sounds amazing. Probably at the end of the day, I would say more of a go out, have some fun, but come back not way too late in the evening. And I think there's also a lot of ways to make staying in really fun. That doesn't have to be like, oh, I like to stay in and go to bed at 10 p.m., but like I like to stay in and play board games or I don't know, do fun things like that you can do at home.
I am all for board game nights, so I love that.
Yes.
My girlfriend and I actually just got gifted this board game that it's like a board game, but it's like an at-home escape room.
That sounds
and
amazing.
You can buy them in boxes, so they have like a series of them. So the only downside is you can only really do them once. But then you could gift it to somebody else. But
that sounds incredible. I have to find that.
Yeah, I'm really excited to try it. I'll let you know how it is.
So fun. Yes, definitely.
The next question I have for you is PDA. How do you feel about it?
Ooh, how do I feel about it? I think I'm okay with it. I don't have very strong feelings. I guess, it depends maybe on the context. If I am, in certain areas where I feel like maybe this is, going to get some weird looks or some uncomfortable attention, less into that. But overall, I feel pretty open. I think like in past relationships, I have sort of let the other person take the lead on that. If they're super into PDA, cool. If not, I'm also cool sort of not doing that.
And I have one last question for you.
Okay. Great.
You're passing with flying colors, by the way.
Great. So glad to hear it. That is the validation that I need.
I'm just wondering, do you have a certain passion or goal that you're currently working on that you think stands out as kind of a directional motive in your life?
I feel like this is maybe a boring answer, but I did finish grad school last year. I finished my master's.
That's not boring.
No, I guess it was a very career-oriented answer. But yes, I got my master's in social work, and I'm working as a therapist right now.
Wow.
And so a goal for me is within social work, at least within the state of New York, you have to get 2 licenses. And the second license, you have to work for 3 years before you can get it and have a certain number of hours of working. But so a goal for me right now is within the next 3 years, I would like to get my clinical license. And I think, the way that has impacted my life is, of course, like with my day-to-day job, doing therapy, but also with the kinds of ideas and concepts, ideology that I am exploring. I feel like I am constantly expanding my perspective and just kind of learning more about people and how people's minds work and how to better support people. And I think that has extended beyond just, my work and therapy, but also within my personal life. And it helps, deepen my relationships. And so, very, I guess, interpersonally focused right now.
Wow, I love that. That is the polar opposite of boring. The fact that you kicked that off with this is kind of boring. I'm like, that's the farthest thing from. That's so cool. Well, good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
So that's all the questions I have.
Amazing. Wow. Great. That was super quick. Am I sweating? Maybe, but whatever, you know?
No, it was so fun chatting with you. So yeah, it's
You
just
too.
gives me a little bit of an idea of whether or not you might be a perfect match. And then if I think that you are, then I'll let you know either way. But I'll let you know
Cool.
if I'm going on a date. I'm not just gonna leave you
Amazing.
hanging.
Great, thank you. Please don't ghost me.
I won't. Trust me, we're sensitive to ghosting over here. So
Yes, same. Thank you.
Okay, so first I would like to say, first let's see if I can get this thing out of my eye that I was dealing with. BRB. I also had an eyelash on my nose that entire time. Things are going well. So Andy was phenomenal, just like such a cool person as expected. So many things lined up. First of all, the fact that Andy is in social work, master's, was like very apparently emotionally available and able to connect on an emotional level with people. I mean, that's what she does. That is huge, I think, for Maddo, and I think would be a really good match. Also, the fact that she was like, yeah, obviously I want to go out and have some fun, but I think there's so many cool things you can do at home. You know, stay and play board games. That was so in line with what Maddo was looking for. I think she came off confident, mature, funny. It was just like check. The only thing was her saying that she likes someone with Kristen Stewart vibes, which I don't know if Maddo is. Like, that's not the type that I would describe Maddo as, but she did not make it seem like that was like her type through and through. Like, she even said, that doesn't really matter to me. That's just kind of like an extra thing. Really, she was talking about confidence and someone who, you know, is funny. And there was so many other things that matched up. I think it was a great fit. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. But we have 2 more contestants to interview. Hey, Danielle.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Of course. How are you doing today?
I know it's a little strange.
Hey, I mean, what is 2020 and 2021 if not strange?
Honestly, what is 2021 if you're not meeting strangers online on YouTube?
So were we not doing this the whole time? This is new.
You're like, I've been doing this for years. What's going on?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think a lot of queer people could probably relate to that. So
yeah,
you know.
Absolutely. I will say, yeah, I mean, dating during the pandemic has felt, I mean, strange, but not like entirely new.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Even with this series, I've realized that a lot of people are a lot more open to somewhat long distance than I originally expected, because people are like, I've been dating long distance for a long time. I kind of have to go out of my bubble at least a little bit. Yeah. So I don't know. This has been like a cool way for me to meet people too, which has been fun. Okay, so let's just kick it off. Basically, I just have like 5 questions for you. It's going to be real easy. It's just going to give me a bit more insight to who you are and what you're looking for, and see if you're a good match for a mystery single. So let's start by, if you could just introduce yourself, give us your name, pronouns, and where you're from.
I'm Danielle, pronouns she, her. I'm currently in Oakland, California. Lesbian, gay, queer, they all work for me.
The first question I have is more of just a general insight, if you feel comfortable giving us any idea about your dating history, what that's looked like for you, and maybe what you're looking for moving forward.
Let's see. So I started coming out like in early grad school,
Okay.
And I think in very maybe cliche fashion fell for a woman wholly unavailable. So that was a fun few years. So then I really just like took some time to really work on myself. I think I had a lot to unpack. And so then in the last year and a half, just really started dating really casually, which has been super fun. And then, you know, the pandemic happened, which has made things a little bit trickier.
Yeah.
But I just feel like in a really good place and really open to finding something more serious with the right person, you know, hopefully something that can last. So that's kind of where I am right now.
I think a lot of people will be able to relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm ready. And then like COVID.
Everyone's like, oh, never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
How would you describe your type?
I think my type is much more based on, it sounds so woo-woo-y, but like energy rather than like femme or masculine or more like soft butch. You know, I think I'm really attracted to people who are kind and intelligent, witty and sarcastic, or at least openness to it is a plus.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm really attracted to people who are just like ambitious about whatever it is that they care about. It doesn't like have to be the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really attracted to people who are like really into politics. I find that very sexy.
Okay.
I don't know, like creative, just like people who I think I put this in my application, but I love, you know, I really connect with people when we can be both have really like serious and substantive conversations, then also kind of like talk about like celebrity gossip.
Yeah.
You know,
like a bit of both worlds.
Multitudes. Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, so that's kind of like my type, but I've been, you know, with people, you know, like across the range of like presenting types.
Yes.
So pretty open.
Cool. Would you consider yourself to be more of a go out or stay in type of person in an ideal world where we can do things?
The classic question,
Yeah.
Which I feel like maybe this has changed a bit since COVID has hit.
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't know. I'm going to give the classic, like kind of both. I'm definitely like an ambivert. Like I really love kind of like alone quiet time, but also like really enjoy time with like friends and being out. I mean, I think I like a mix of like dinner parties and nights in, but then also like I love live music. I think also during, you know, COVID, I like cannot wait to just go dancing.
Yes, same.
So fun. I feel like I was like kind of winding down, and now that I like COVID, I'm like, oh, my early 30s are just gonna be like revisiting my 20s.
I know, it's like everyone got a second wind or something.
Yeah. So I think, you know, I appreciate both of being like comfortable just kind of being in and cooking, watching movies. But I definitely enjoy time out with friends.
Okay, cool. How do you feel about PDA?
Oh, great. I mean, like,
I love
like,
that.
Yeah. I mean, I think like everyone and in every relationship, like you kind of like have to arrive at what is like right for the two of you. But for me, I'm like totally comfortable. I really love it. I think too, also like as a queer person, like when I see queer people like exhibiting PDA in public, it just makes me so happy and affirmed, and like I love to be able to model that as well. And I just, you know, I mean, maybe there's like different levels, like I'm not trying, you know,
no, I get
the time and place.
Yeah, totally.
But no, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. I only have one more question for you. You're flying through this.
Throw it at me.
Okay. What is something that is a passion of yours or a goal that you have?
So many. Where to start? So right now I'm studying for the LSAT, which for folks in the U.S., I'm not sure what it is in Canada, but so I'm hoping to go to law school to focus on reproductive rights litigation. And so that's something I'm really passionate about. I think, you know, there's like the whole reproductive justice framework, which is so much more than just our legal rights. It's like access to, you know, the kind of family that you want to create, when and if to have children or not. And so I'm really passionate about that. You know, took a few years after grad school to kind of figure out if that was the path I wanted to go, and feel pretty committed to it. So that's
awesome.
That's what's up for me right now.
Oh my gosh. Well, good luck with your test.
Thank you.
Would you sum it up as just a test? Is that ridiculous to call it a test?
A lifestyle. No, it's like, yeah, it's just a test. I mean, it's just a
it's a big test.
it's a big test. But I've been putting it off for a long time. So hoping that the like forced time at home is giving me you know, more.
Well, good for you. That's so cool.
Thank you. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so that's all the questions that I had for you. I know it sums up pretty quick, but I think it did give me a pretty good idea if you're going to be a good match for a mystery single. I'll let you know either way, so you'll hear from me by tomorrow. But it was so much fun getting to know you and chatting with you.
Yeah, absolutely. You too. And just thank you for doing this. This is really cool.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for being a part of it and giving me
Oh.
time in your day. Time away
Of
from
course, thinking good thoughts, but if it doesn't work out, if there's
Yeah.
anyone else out there.
Okay, yeah. Hey, I love that. Yeah, shoot your shot. Love it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, have a good one.
Okay, have a good one. Bye. Okay, another really good option. Oh, help. Tell me in the comments what you think. Okay, so many other things aligned. First, the thing that stood out to me is I love that she just said great to PDA and then followed that up with saying that it's very affirmative for her to see queer folks in public displaying affection, which really aligns with Maddo because Maddo is a wedding photographer. You know, she photographs relationships. She loves seeing love. She said that she loves PDA for that reason. She thinks it's important for that representation to be out there. So that lined up big time. Also, the correlation of going out and staying in was definitely there as well. Her saying she likes to go to dinner parties, but also have, a night in with friends and chill at home was really cool. Obviously super intelligent, just seemed like a kind soul. And she said that she was also looking for someone who was kind, which is definitely Maddo. I think also like right in that age range of maturity and a life purpose and goal-oriented, passionate, so many boxes checked again. And we still have one more. Okay, let's interview the final contestant. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're perfect. I always have tech
Awesome.
difficulties, so I always ask. I'm like, I can't get through anything tech-based without one thing going wrong. It has been like a year and a half of this, so you'd think I'd be used to it by now, but here we are. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, of course. I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have you. Your application was like so in line with what our mystery single is looking for, so I'm very hopeful.
So am I.
Yay. Okay, so why don't we kick this off? I just have a few questions for you. It's just going to hopefully give me like a bit of a better idea about you and what you're looking for. But let's kick it off with you just letting everyone know your name, your pronouns, where you're from, and your age.
My name is Kelsey, she, her pronouns. I'm in Denver, Colorado, and I identify as a gay woman or queer.
Can you tell us a little bit about your dating history to your comfort level?
I got out of kind of a serious relationship back in August, so I've kind of been taking some time since then and, on and off the dating apps, but I've been out in some capacity since I was 16, so going on 10 years now. I'm 26, I don't think I mentioned that in my
Oh no, that's perfect. Yeah.
But yeah, almost 10 years now, so.
Okay, cool. What a weird time to go through such like a transition in life, but I feel like that's very common. I think a lot of people watching can probably relate to that. There's been a lot of shifts that have happened for people in the last year.
Yeah, I think COVID definitely brought that on for good and bad, probably. In a lot of cases.
Well, why don't you let me know a little bit about your type, who you're looking for?
I tend to go for people who are kind of my level of feminine, masculine, sort of kind of athletic or slightly more feminine. Again, I've been out for like 10 years, so I feel like my term for what I call myself, chapstick lesbian, is like outdated at this point. But,
I know, I describe people that way and I'm like, do people even say that anymore? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the TikTokers would like roast me for that one.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, but I tend to go for people kind of around that same level or slightly more feminine.
Okay, cool. Would you consider yourself more of a person who likes to go out or stay in?
I think it kind of depends. I would like to say I'm more of an introvert.
Okay.
But I say I'm selectively extroverted, so I definitely have those times where I like to go out, like to, when we could, go to the clubs and be out for a little while, but I'm the person that would escape and be home by midnight almost every time.
Okay. I love that. You're the friend that like doesn't even say bye. Everyone just knows that you've like gone home at a certain point.
Oh, 100%. I would run home in college.
I love that. Sometimes that's the best way, you just gotta go when you're ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Next question is, how do you feel about PDA?
I think it's okay within reason. So I'm not a huge PDA person, but I'm a physical touch person. So I like to be close to whoever my partner is and hold their hand. but I think there's a limit. There's a line.
I only have one more question for you. This is like flying by. Okay. You're doing amazing though. Great answers. There's no wrong answers, but because it's your truth. But
I would hope so.
Okay. What is a passion of yours or a goal, like something that that's been going on that either you're really enjoying or you're working towards?
Yeah, I have a couple. So I love writing. So I've been doing I've picked that up again in quarantine. I've been doing a lot of writing, a lot of poetry. So
cool.
A goal is to at some point publish that.
Awesome.
I'm kind of working towards that. And then kind of outside of that aspect, I love hiking. So I'm trying to add a few more 14ers is what we call them out here, the 14,000-foot mountains.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'm trying to add a few more of those to my list this next year.
Oh my gosh. So would it be important for you that the person that you're dating also wants to do 14ers?
Not necessarily 14ers. That can be a stretch, but I love hiking. I usually try to find a way to hike most weekends. So someone who would at least be down to do some lighter hikes.
Okay, some outdoor stuff. Okay, That's amazing. I can't wait to read your poetry when you publish it. That's so exciting.
Hopefully.
I mean, what a good use of time. I feel like that's one thing that's come out of this weird year is some space for people to be creative or kind of go back to things that maybe they had left behind.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm definitely not the type of person who's like musically inclined or artistic, but that's my one outlet. And I think getting back to that during quarantine has been incredibly important.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Well, that's all I need from you. I know it's like short and sweet, but basically I am going to go back, think about the 3 contestants, and then choose one for a date. So either way, you'll hear from me in the next day or so.
Awesome.
But yeah, it was so nice to meet you and chat with you.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, well, we'll talk soon.
Sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay. Oh, humans. This is a good problem to have, right? Remind me that this is a good problem to have. So Kelsey was awesome. I think Kelsey, when Maddo was describing her type, Kelsey just like fits that. I like that she's creative. I think Maddo might have even said specifically chapstick lesbian. I'll have to go back and watch that to check if that's the case. Type-wise, spot on. And can we also talk about that we found somebody who lives in the same place, like not only country, but state, that also fits all the boxes, which makes me feel like obviously she just naturally has an upper hand. I mean, the idea for me that I could set 2 people up that could actually transition into dating in real life in person so much more easily and seamlessly than a long distance relationship would be. Obviously, I'm inclined to just go with Kelsey because of that. Also, she's Maddo's type, I think. Maddo also said that she loves other creative people because Maddo's so creative. And I do think that Kelsey's that. I mean, she writes poetry. She seems really mature. She seems confident. She seems to know herself. I do like that she recently had a long-term relationship that ended and she's taken time for herself. I think that shows maturity. There's only a couple things that didn't line up as much. One was that she said she tends to date people that are more in line with her type, maybe a bit more feminine, whereas I would describe Maddo as quite a bit more feminine. And then the second thing is the hiking. Every weekend is a lot of hiking. So to date someone like Kelsey, you would have to like hiking, right? Even if you don't want to do the 14ers or whatever, you'd have to like hiking. So I almost feel like I have to do a sneaky ask to Maddo. Is that allowed? I don't know. I guess I make the rules about hiking. No, you know what? I'm not going to ask because I just have to go with my gut. Andy's so good. Danielle is so good. Kelsey is so good. Like, they all have so many standout qualities that I genuinely think would be good fits with Maddo and what Maddo is looking for. All right, humans, let me know in the comments down below what you think, who you think I should choose. And next episode, Maddo is going to be on a date with one of these contestants. So make sure to subscribe, turn those post notifications on, and we'll see you next time. Wish me luck. We're about to see our mystery single, Maddo, go on a first date with the contestant that I picked. Okay, so you messaged me and told me you're feeling a little nervous.
Hello?
Oh my gosh, hi.